Hello everybody. Welcome to day 4 of the branding mini course. So let's just do a little recap. We have talked about what is branding and the myths behind it. We've talked about we've talked about purpose and intention, and then yesterday we talked about our story and how important that really is. So today for day 4, I'm going to be talking about branding communication and how important that is when you're building your brand. There's a lot of things that we're doing out there that can be affecting our brand and we're not even knowing it. So I wanted to go ahead and jump into that. So what is branding communication? Branding communication and building a brand around that is really what people are experiencing from you. When they see your posts online, when they, whether it's through your posts on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whether it's from your emails that you send out, whether it's from your ads that you're posting, any kind of touch point that people are having from you, that's communication. That is your branding communication. And so we really want to make sure that that is something that you have real clarity on and that you are really doing that with purpose and intention. So the reason that this is so important and that we're talking about this is because every single time that you put something out there into the world, that is building a new assumption that people are making about you and your brand and your business. Every single thing that you're putting out there is giving people a new assumption of who you are and what your brand is about. So it's crucial that you are aware of what you're putting out there. So every time that you are putting out a tweet or a picture or a quote or a training, you are crafting and molding and putting together your brand and what you are all about and what you want people to know about you and what you're doing. So the other thing that you want to know about brand building, or not brand building, but brand communication, is that it's just as easy for you to build that brand communication up and be really powerful in your statements and in what you're doing, as it is to really just destroy that. Okay? It could take one post or one thing that you put out there that really can turn people off and go the other way. So you really want to be mindful of what you're putting out there. So like I said, every single thing that you put out there matters. Every single thing matters, what you put out there. So be really mindful of what you're posting and who your market is and what they're learning about you. Now, I want you to think about 3 things before you put any posts out there, okay? These are the 3 questions that I want you to ask yourself before you hit post or tweet or whatever platform that you're using. Is this brand building communication, or is this brand really destruction? Are you destroying your communication with your followers and your people? Okay. Number 2 is, what is the purpose of your post? What is the intention of it? What is the reason that you're putting it out there? And number 3, this leads into number 3, is, are you adding any value to your ideal client or your prospect or your followers or whatever? Are you adding content and good value for them? So I want you to think about those things before you put anything out there. Now, this is a really good way to kind of test your content before sending it out to the world. And what I want you to do is I want you to be very, very, very intentional with everything that you put out there. I want you to be purposeful with everything that you put out there, okay? And I want you to be really specific with everything that you put out there. It is So important. All right. You want to be attracting people to you and to your product rather than repelling people away. All right. So this is, one of those things that you want to think about is, how are you making people feel when they see your information? How are you, what is the vibe that they're getting from you? What is the, what is the value that they're getting from you? What are they, sorry, I have a little cold. What are they leaving your page feeling? Okay? And that is so important to be able to have that connection with people. Now, some of the things that I want to talk about that's specific to network marketing or direct sales or affiliate marketing or any of these things, because that's what we're doing here, is we're talking about attraction marketing, okay? And this really ties into attraction marketing because everything that you're putting out there, like I said, you want to be attracting people to you. So this is why you'll hear me say this, you'll probably hear your upline say this, you'll probably hear your company say this, or people who are actually, conscious of social media and marketing that way is, when you're posting things that are really political, that is something that you don't want to be doing. Because you're going to be cutting off 50% of your communication and the people that are following you. Those views, although they may be strong, they don't matter when you're building a business, okay? So you really want to kind of hone in on not posting those really political or controversial posts, because I just blocked somebody actually yesterday that, she was a friend of mine, but I just honestly could not handle her views on something, so I blocked her, or I unfriended her, because it just wasn't adding any value to my life anymore. So you want to be really careful of what you're putting out there. Now, what that really means is that she's being true to herself, but it just wasn't resonating with me, and that's okay, because you want to actually be doing that. You want to be attracting people that are of the same mindset of you. Now, so political stuff, kind of stay away from that. You don't want to be posting negative things like, oh, I had the worst day today and my life is this and my husband did this or my best friend did this and now, we're fighting. You don't want to be posting those negative things out there, because you're really, although we all have problems in our life, of course, you don't want to paint that picture to other people if you're trying to build a strong brand and a brand that makes people feel good when they leave your site. Okay, so you want to stay away from posting those really negative types of things. The other ones that you kind of want to stay away from is posting a lot of stuff about your company. Okay, and this is specific to network marketing and to this kind of business that we're in. Excuse me, you guys, I'm really sorry. Is you don't want to be posting, join my team, or I have to get some water, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, you guys, I just came off of a cold. Okay, so you don't want to be posting, join my team, this is the deal that we have going on right now, stock photos of your company, all of those kinds of things. You don't want to be posting that stuff, because what that does is it really, first of all, then they know what your company is, and so there's a thing called Google, and people can go Google and look at all the negative comments that people have posted, and of course those are out there. But you also, you want to create that curiosity so that people are coming to you and asking you what you're doing, okay? Rather than just putting it all out there for people. Now, you want to be posting things that are curiosity-based posts. So, if you're in a company that is, weight loss, You don't want to be doing this every single day. You want to be doing this like maybe once a week or maybe every other week, you know, posting a side-by-side photo of you or somebody on your team that's lost weight without mentioning your company. Or if you're in a skincare thing, you know, posting some results of that. Not every day, like I said, maybe once a week or once every other week, just to create that curiosity, because people will go through your newsfeed and they will see that. But you don't want it to be every post. That is, you know, branding yourself through communication online is so important, and that's exactly what attraction marketing is communication. That's why I'm doing this mini course, because it all comes back to attraction marketing and communication of what you're putting out there and what you're attracting to you. Now, the thing that I want, something that Seth Godin says, and if you don't know who Seth Godin is, I've mentioned him before, go look him up, is he says that, you know, you want to make sure that you're looking at people, how people feel when, you know, through expectation, memory, story, and relationship. Okay, so all those things we've already kind of talked about is so important when you're building a brand online and building that communication with people. Now, I want you to also do this when you're building your communication online and you're confused about, you know, what you should put out there. Start doing some research, and I do this every day. Start looking at the people that you follow. Now, there's people out there that make you feel really good and like that you can do anything, and whatever that is about that person, I want you to really look at that. Maybe it's the colors that they wear, maybe it's the value that they're giving you, maybe it's the, you know, what they're associated with, where they live, where they travel to, what they, you know, how they speak. You know, start looking at all of those things. Maybe it's the trainings that they put out, maybe it's their email. Start looking at all of those things, and start to then apply that to your business. This is like, I don't usually drink tea in the middle of my videos, but anyways, it is what it is. Start looking at those things. Now, I am not saying to go and copy other people and to be using their content in a way that's copying them or any of those things. But there's a reason why you follow certain people. I have people that I follow that I absolutely love. I have somebody that I follow that I learned all of this content from that is completely separate from network marketing, but I love her stuff. And now I'm bringing that value to you in my own way. And there's a reason why I like her. There's a reason why I follow other people. And so I want you to start looking at that and then applying that to your business in your own way. Okay, try to start to figure out what it is about them that makes you feel good, that makes you feel like you can do this business, and start to, you know, kind of look at that. Now, I want people, for me, my brand communication is really as a mom, and I want people to understand that they can do this business through my communication with people while having young kids. Okay, so whether that's, you know, whatever I'm putting out there, I make sure that people understand that I am busy. I have 2 small young kids, but I have to make sure that I make the time to also build my business, and that you can too. So that's really my communication with people, is to really uplift women and moms to be able to understand that this can be yours also. Okay, and so that's the communication that I try and put out there for other people. So that is, you know, what you that's branding communication, why it's so important. So the thing that I want you to do today after this video is, like I said, I want you to go and look at other people that you follow. What inspires you about them? What gets you excited? How can you implement that into your online business? What does your communication really look like? Go back through your feeds and look at your communication. Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it bringing value to people? What are you communicating to other people? Okay? And start to really look at that. And how can you make that better? Right? Because all of this ties together into building a brand online and how important that is to doing that. Now, Tomorrow, I'm going to be wrapping all of this up and talking about how you can, how this all goes into building a business online within network marketing, how branding all goes together, and how you can start to really implement that into your business today, starting today with the next post that you put out there. Communication, you guys, it is so important. This is the attraction marketing part that we are talking about, is everything that you put out there is either repelling people or it's attracting people to you, and you want to start attracting people to you. Now, if you're repelling people, that means that you are either speaking your truth and you're staying authentic in yourself and it just doesn't resonate with them, or you're putting stuff out there that just really is negative and nobody really wants to look at. So what we want to be doing is attracting those ideal prospects and those ideal team members and those people who want to build a business online and be a part of your team and love your product and be a positive force in your business. Okay, that is what we want to be doing. And your communication is where that starts. Everything that you put out there, I'm going to reiterate this, everything that you put out there matters. Everything has to be intentional, it has to be purposeful, and it has to be mindful and specific to your business or your brand. And your personal page is the same thing, okay? Whether it's your personal page or your business page or your group, it has to be all of those things. All right? Be very mindful of what you're putting out there, because either you're attracting or you're not. So I will see you tomorrow. We'll wrap this up. I'm going to put it all in a nice little downloadable course for you, and then I hope that this helps you. Please pass it on to your teams if it is being helpful to you, and I will see you tomorrow.